We're talking TV. I'm Brent Furtick. This is Patrick Maliha, and we're still talking about Charlie Sheen.
It's Sheen Week!
I don't believe it. We're still talking about Charlie Sheen, but we can't stop. Much like Charlie himself.
I know. I'm addicted to Charlie Sheen.
So is he.
Yeah. Hopefully my face won't melt off.
Well, you know, at least you're not a troll.
Exactly.
Now Charlie's been on this media blitz, and he's been on. What was he on? He was on Pierce Morgan.
He was on. So,
but he's
allegedly.
Now, at a certain point, I think someone has to tell him, Charlie, enough already. He's doing these live webcam shows at like 3 in the morning.
Charlie's Corner.
Charlie's Corner.
And what did you say? He had whose hairstyle when he did the last
yeah, he's Nick Nolte's mugshot hair.
Nick Nolte's mugshot hair. That's right.
And you know, at a certain point, it's like we're watching a man descend into psychosis. I mean,
Which
I've
is
also
so
heard,
entertaining.
well,
come on, people! It's the greatest reality show you don't have to pay for.
It was entertaining, I think, for a while. Now it's starting to get a little. He's like that creepy uncle who's like you thought was funny at first, and now it's like.
I'm a grade A hole, so I love watching this.
Okay,
I'm a horrible human, so I get pleasure out of this.
But you know, that being said, a lot of people, the knee-jerk thing is like, oh, you know, this isn't going to end well. He's going to be dead soon. And you know what?
We're all going to be dead, except he dies doing what he loved.
Well, you know what? There are worse ways to go.
That's
when you think about it.
That's true.
You want to, cancer from working in the coal mine all your life, or 7-ounce rocks and whores. I mean, that's what are you going to say?
Everybody goes at some point.
That's right,
but some go a little bit earlier.
But it could be he's just one of these guys like Keith Richards or Dennis Hopper or William S. Burroughs who just could do drugs and live to a ripe old age.
Exactly, very true. That's very true.
It's possible.
That's true.
But what I think we're seeing happen is the mental state's getting a little odd. I mean, I've actually interviewed Charlie Sheen a couple of times.
Really? Do you have those interviews handy?
I don't.
Oh, that's good. That will help your career, Brent.
Well, you know what? They weren't particularly interesting. The last
they're
time,
interesting now.
Well, you know what? They're not. The last time was prior to his wedding to Brooke Mueller.
Oh yes.
And he was very well behaved, talking about how much in love he was, etc., etc. Another time was right when 2.5 Men started.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about that show, and he was both times seemed fairly normal-ish.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not the guy that we're seeing now. There was no tiger blood in Adonis DNA in the conversation. So part of me is also thinking, is this some sort of an elaborate Andy Kaufman thing going on?
No, I don't think so. You're saying it's kind of like River Phoenix?
Maybe a little, yeah. Maybe a little.
I don't believe that. The dogs. I don't believe that for a second. It's when I saw River Phoenix on Letterman, I knew right away. I was like, I think that's a character. I think he's trying to. And as soon as I heard that there was a camera crew following him, I was like, oh, well, then this is obviously it's a setup. I knew that right away. But with Charlie, there's no camera crew following him around. There's no, you know what I mean? And if it is Kaufman-esque, it's if it is a Kaufman-esque type of thing, then Charlie Sheen should receive Academy Award for entertainer of a lifetime, because he is the greatest actor ever to have been born of this planet.
He needs an EGOT.
I got my EGOT going on.
He needs an EGOT.
Let me tell you, Liz Lemon. That's if you don't watch 30 Rock, I just seemed crazy right there for a second. But the thing is with Charlie is, how do you think this all ends? Where do you see this going? Do you see him going back to 2.5 Men? Do you see?
You know what? I don't. I think that ship sailed. I think there's just too much bad blood.
You think
for
so?
him to go back to 2.5 Men.
Do you see Charlie working again, or do you think it's going to be a Mel Gibson thing?
You know what? I did see him working again, but now I almost see that he's damaging his future job prospects, because people are going to so associate Charlie Sheen with the crazy ranting maniac Charlie Sheen that they're not going to be able to believably buy him as a character again.
Right, because he was on. Have you seen the short clip that he did with Funny or Die?
Yeah, which was not so funny.
I thought it wasn't bad, but they said that when they showed up, he was very professional, knew all his lines, could bang it out, had some great ideas. He had the chef's hat with the tiger stripes at home, so he was like, "What if I put this on?" And they were like, "Yeah, of course." So they said he was good to work with, but when you're watching it, it's uncomfortable to watch because you feel like you're watching somebody who is going, man, I really wish I could get some drugs. Like that's how I felt when I was watching it. That's what it felt like. And I thought, if that is the best he can bring to the table for acting, then he's going to have a difficult time finding work. You know what I mean? Because it's like the Corey, was it Corey Haim, Corey Feldman? Which one of the Coreys passed away?
I don't know.
I apologize.
I could never tell them apart. Corey Haim was.
Yeah, Corey Haim. So yeah, thank you, our intern. So Corey Haim passed away, but while he claimed to be clean, which he wasn't, it was very obvious. He was trying to work, but he couldn't get the work because he was unreliable.
Interesting point.
Over a long period of time.
An interesting point you bring up, and Charlie Sheen has done some great work in the past. You can't take that away from him.
No.
But for the last almost 10 years, he's basically been playing Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
You know that character is essentially him.
Well, now we're finding out it's only acting if you pretend.
That's right. But now which brings us back to the show, 2.5 Men, and in our week's final podcast in Sheen Week, we are going to be
Tomorrow we're talking American Idol and X Factor.
No. Tomorrow we're talking about Charlie Sheen, and we're talking about the show, 2.5 Men.
Are we? Okay.
Who is going to replace Charlie Sheen? If they do, because they're going to go on with that show, with or without him.
Ted McGinley.
Nice choice. We've got some other names for you next time on the podcast.
Wait, hold on. What was
wait.
So what's the conclusion of this one?
I don't know. What was the conclusion of this one?
The conclusion of this one is: do you think, in summation, will Charlie Sheen work again? Is his career over? What do you think?
Too soon to tell. That's what my magic 8 ball tells me.
I say in Hollywood, the true response is never say never. If you were popular once,
that's right,
the people will want you to be popular again. I think Charlie Sheen, barring unforeseen, like a death or a Lindsay Lohan-esque meltdown where he just starts robbing people, I think Charlie Sheen comes back and he does work again. I think if he's alive a year from now, Charlie Sheen is doing something and he's working.
Let's hope. Next time, 2.5 Men.